Other types of corrosion, we can understand how anode and cathode they are produced. Okay. So according to electrochemical corrosion or electrochemical cell theory of corrosion, there is formation of anode and cathode. But how they are produced, it is not explained in actual theory. But when we refer these corrosion types, we will come to know how anode and cathode they are produced. Okay. So in galvanic corrosion, and reason behind formation of anode and cathode is when dissimilar metals are connected to each other. That is the reason. Okay. So that we studied galvanic corrosion, we understood practical case of Liberty statue, how its skeleton made up of wrought iron underwent corrosion. Okay, inside and outside was a copper cover, which was a cathode, and it was protected. But from inside, from within, that statue was undergoing destruction. Okay, then it was protected. They understood this phenomena. It is because of two dissimilar metals, they were in contact with each other. Skeleton made up of iron or steel and copper, and they are exposed to salty, humid atmosphere. Okay, so this is what a very practical case. So then second theory is this concentration cell corrosion or differential aeration corrosion. This is again most common type. Okay, so here we understood the reason behind the formation of anode and cathode. So that reason is difference in air concentration. Okay, so here metallic assembly or metal article is same, but it is differently aerated. One part is exposed to high air concentration as compared to the other part. Okay, so metal having low concentration of air is anode. Okay, and metal part or that article part having high concentration of air will be cathode. And corrosion initiated at anode, that we understood yesterday. So this is what I am just telling you. Okay, difference in air concentration. And practical case we had considered yesterday was when iron rod partly dipped in electron. Okay, partly dipped. So diagram is this. So this is what the container containing electrolyte, say water, and iron rod partly dipped into it. So according to this theory, so this is iron rod partly dipped. So this upper part is more oxygenated as compared to submerged part. Okay. So so according to this theory, it's a submerged part. Okay, less oxygenated part is anode, and upper part more oxygenated will be cathode. And our as usual reactions are taking place. Iron will oxidize to Fe2 plus. Electrons are liberated. They are migrated to cathode and they are absorbed by the medium. So in this case, we consider neutral media. So electrons are absorbed by the dissolved oxygen and hydroxide ions are produced. So this is anodic product, ferrous ions. This is cathodic product. They combine together and they produce rust. Simple example. So yesterday I mentioned the example of ocean going ship. Okay, so let us try to draw over here. Suppose this is an ocean going ship, roughly. Okay, it's very difficult to draw here. There is some problem with the writing pad. So this is a ship made up of a steel material, and a sub part of the ship is deep. Okay, in ocean, is underwater. Okay, so what theory says? What theory says? The part which is submerged, okay, is what? Less access of air or less oxygenated. Okay, here obviously it is deep in water, so there is a less access of air as compared to upper part. Okay, this upper part is good access of air. Okay, so this is less oxygenated. Okay, So less oxygenated part will be anode according to this theory, and this upper part which is well exposed to air, so I should say highly oxygenated or more oxygenated, and according to this theory this is cathode. Okay, so our conditions are fulfilled, the formation of anode, cathode, and in presence of corrosive environment. Okay, seawater means what? NaCl solution is a good conductor, good electrolyte. So there will be oxidation at anode. Here Fe will oxidize to Fe2 plus 2 electrons. Electrons will be migrated to cathode. So here basically this reaction will happen. Okay, this is what the whole anode, this part, submerged part. Okay, so so here Fe will oxidize to Fe2 plus 2 electrons. Electrons will be migrated to cathode, and at cathode these electrons will be absorbed by the medium. Medium is neutral, so this reaction will occur. Half O2 H2O, 2 electrons, 2OH minus ions will be produced. Okay, now anodic product is Fe2 plus. This is anodic product Fe2 plus at anode, means at submerged part, and cathodic product is over here. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, so that is what the OH minus ion. They combine together and we will get rust. Okay, at this part. It's called a water line. Exactly below the water meniscus, this line gets corroded. You might have observed at the sides of the ship we have corroded water line. Corroded water line. Okay, so this it is because of what? Differential aeration corrosion. Difference in air concentration or oxygen concentration, because this submerged part there is less excess of oxygen, so that is anode, and upper part is more oxygen. Okay, so that is cathode. So there is formation of corrosion product between anode and cathode. So this is what the corroded water line. Okay, so this problem is more severe for ocean going ships if they are not protected properly, because to this corroded water line, aquatic plants, they get attached to this. Okay, this is a good site for their attachment, and that the corrosion is or destruction of the ship is then accelerated. Okay, proceeded and then accelerated. So we have to protect ships from this type of corrosion. Okay, by painting or maybe any other cathodic protection method, and it is usually being done for ocean going ships. Okay, so I hope you understood what is exactly happening in differential aeration corrosion. Okay, let us move. So this is how to explain it. And this is what the example. Okay, I just explained ocean going ship. We can have example of water tank also. Okay, same way you can explain. So one example is sufficient. You can give example of iron rod dipped in water. आपण पहिला घेतलं होतं ते एक्झाम्पल आपण घेऊ. So after knowing this differential aeration corrosion, we went to pitting corrosion yesterday. So pitting corrosion basically a type of differential aeration corrosion, or I can say this is electrochemical cell corrosion. Of course, basic type is electrochemical corrosion. So under that, this is actually differential aeration corrosion. So pitting means what? Formation of pits. Pit means pinhole or cracks, okay, on the surface. So this is again a severe type of corrosion, localized accelerated attack असं म्हटलंय बघा. localized accelerated attack. So severe type of corrosion, formation of pits, okay, or cavities on the surface. Now, there are two reasons I mentioned yesterday. Two reasons behind pitting. First reason is breakdown of the or cracking of the protective film. Okay, so mostly or most of the times these steel articles or iron articles, they are covered with iron oxide protective film, but sometimes due to some mechanical operation or service conditions, cracks are developed. Okay, so that crack or that pinhole becomes small anode. Okay, small anode, and remaining part of that article where there is no crack is cathode. Okay, so metal starts corroding at anode. So this is what the reason I just mentioned: sliding under load, surface roughness, chemical attack. Okay, so this is the reason behind breakdown of the protective film, which is always there in case of steel or iron. The one reason, but most important reason is what? Accumulation of sand, dust, or maybe moisture or water droplets on metal surface. This is again important reason. So this is actually differential aeration type over here. Okay, this reason is connected to differential aeration corrosion. Okay, so now suppose you imagine, I will draw diagram of course. Diagram is not here on slide, but I will draw here. So suppose we have one iron article having dust particle accumulated on the surface. Okay, so the part below the dust with impurity becomes anodic. Why? Due to less access of air as compared to other part where there is no impurity. Okay, so so obviously the part below the dust is anode, and other part of that plate where there is no dust accumulated will be cathode. Okay, and pit formation takes place, hole formation takes place exactly below the dust, which is anode. Okay, so one small pit is formed, rate of corrosion will be increased. Okay, so at anode, so obviously Fe gives Fe2 plus 2 electrons. At the oxidation reactions, electrons migrated to cathode, and at cathode these electrons are absorbed by the medium. So if medium is neutral, electrons will be absorbed by dissolved oxygen, and we will get hydroxide ions. So these hydroxide ions will combine with anodic product Fe2 plus ions, and we will get ferrous hydroxide. So ferrous hydroxide will be converted to ferric hydroxide, or maybe sometimes magnetite, yellow rust or black rust. So here diagram is not shown in this PPT, but diagram is must. I will try to draw over here. You just draw it simultaneously. So what example we have considered is, suppose we have iron article, say iron plate. Okay, this is what iron plate, and we have dust accumulated on that plate. So this is dust. Okay, so just draw simultaneously. Okay, Fe plate or any other article. Okay, any article, structural part. Okay, and here we have dust or water droplet. Okay, so this is what the situation. Now you can imagine, and this is a very practical situation. Okay, so here below this dust, if you observe below this dust, there is what? Pore access of air below this dust. So what I should write, this part, okay, this part below the dust is what? Less oxygenated, less oxygenated, less oxygenated. Okay, as compared to other part, this part where there is no dust. So what I should write over here, where there is no dust, more oxygenated. ही डायग्राम तुम्हाला काढावी लागेल. Okay, showing anode and cathode. So according to differentiation cell theory, less oxygenated part will be anode, right? That we understood in the last type differentiation of that, and more oxygenated part will be cathode. Okay, so this is what now favorable condition for corrosion. You see, we have anode, cathode, they are in contact with each other and they are in presence of moisture. At least moisture is there. Okay, it is not dry condition. So what will happen? Metal will oxidize at anode. How? That is shown in the reaction. Okay, Fe gives Fe2 plus 2 electrons. Okay, so these electrons will be migrated to cathode, and at cathode these electrons will be absorbed by the moisture or maybe any other electrolyte, water or any other electrolyte there, and hydroxide ions will be produced. So that we have shown over here. This is what the cathodic reaction. If medium is neutral, okay, so this reaction will take place. Then we will get this cathodic product. Anodic product is already there. They will combine together and rust will be produced. Okay. Now our point is what? Pitting corrosion. So see, now once corrosion is produced, corrosion is started. Here we have pit formation started. Okay, below the rust. Sorry, below the dust. So here pit formation started. Okay, this pit means small. So this is what the pit means, small hole, pinhole. Okay, so once small hole is produced, small pit is produced, this corrosion rate is increased because this small pit will act as a small anode. And if small anode is small, corrosion rate is very high. That we will see factors affecting rate of corrosion. So this pit will grow depth wise and area wise. Okay. पीट विल ग्रो डेप्थ वाइज असा खाली डेप्थ ने पण वाढेल आणि एरिया ने पण वाढेल. ओके, and the total this metal article will destruct. That is what the localized accelerated attack we mentioned over here, and this is what the severe type of corrosion. Okay, you just complete this diagram and you have to draw this diagram. Okay, this is must. See, while explaining any corrosion type, diagram is must. Your examiner will see diagram first. Then he will see whether anode and cathodes, they are shown properly or not. Okay. Then reason behind corrosion is properly mentioned or not. That is again one more case. Wait a minute. Somebody is knocking. Why you are always late? Okay, so this is what the diagram you can draw for pitting corrosion. Just complete this. Once you finished, you tell me, then we will proceed for the fourth type of electrochemical corrosion. डायग्राम बरोबर दिसते ना सगळ्यांना? हॅलो, डायग्राम दिसते का व्यवस्थित?
यस सर.
पण तुम्हाला ती पुस्तकात वगैरे सापडणार नाही, पण ती तुम्हाला काढावीच लागेल, नाही तुमचे मार्क्स लूज होणार. सगळे तुमचे जे मार्क्स आहेत ते नीट लेबल डायग्राम वरती असतात. शिवाय तुम्हाला आता क्वेश्चन गेस करता आला पाहिजे. समजा त्यांनी डायरेक्ट विचारलं नाही, डिस्क्राईब पिटिंग करोजन असं नाही म्हटलं, पण त्यांनी वेगळ्या भाषेत विचारलं, डिस्क्राईब दी रस्टिंग ऑफ say iron article having moisture accumulated असं म्हटलं practical case. So you should understand this is about a differential aeration corrosion or it may be pitting corrosion. So you should write this is pitting corrosion, and you should draw water droplet instead of dust. You should draw water droplet. Otherwise, remaining part will be same. Below water droplet will be less oxygenated part. That is anode. Another part where there are no water droplet will be cathode, and corrosion will set up. लिहून झालं की सांगा. लिहून डायग्राम ड्रॉ लिहून झाली की सांगा.
झालं सर.
Okay, so we will continue. Now last type of this electrochemical corrosion is stress corrosion. So obviously this is because of the combination of stress and corrosive environment. So till now we have considered only effect of the corrosive environment or electrolyte, but here we have another reason. Okay, presence of stress and specific corrosive environment. So this is again a more practical case found in industry. Okay, so it is combined effect of static, not dynamic, static tensile stresses. Means some part of a that machine or maybe any structure under stress, under a load. Okay, tensile means we understand stretching load. Okay? Static tensile stresses and specific corrosive environment. So this is observed when these two conditions are favorable. Okay, and this is happening mostly for alloys rather than metals. Okay. The stresses that cause cracking result from cold working and quenching, welding, heat treatment, and load applied during service. There are most of the engineering operations mentioned over here. So the stresses are created, okay, in any machine or maybe alloy or metal article, okay, which is subjected to cold working or quenching, okay, cooling only. Welding process means joining process, heat treatment to enhance mechanical properties and strength, okay, and load applied during service condition. So these are the reasons where we find stresses in mechanical structures. Okay, so this is one case, stresses, presence of stress. Another is what? Presence of corrosive environment. So these are the two conditions simultaneously required. Then only we call it as stress corrosion. So stress corrosion occurs in fabricated articles, okay, molded articles, in presence of specific corrosive environment. So in these cases, the stress part, बघा इथे महत्वाचं आहे, reason behind anode and cathode इथे काय म्हटलंय? In these cases, stressed part acts as anodic area with respect to unstressed part, which is cathodic area. So reason behind formation of anode and cathode is what? Stressed part and unstressed part. Stressed part is anode, okay, and that is in the correct corroding medium. So stressed part becomes chemically active, okay, chemically active, and it gets attacked by mild corrodant, okay. त्याच्या कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये जो मीडियम आहे त्याच्यावर अटॅक इझिली तो अटॅक होतो, कारण बिकॉज इट इज नाउ केमिकली ऍक्टिव्ह ड्यू टू स्ट्रेस, सो रिझल्टिंग इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ क्रॅक, okay. So once small crack is produced in the structure, it grows depth wise and area wise, and that leads to failure of a structure, okay. So that crack grows and propagates until failure occurs. So this is a severe type of corrosion. We must understand this phenomena, okay, and to save our structures. Stress corrosion. Now we have some practical cases. So two of them are mentioned over here. Stress corrosion is observed in case of brass articles when exposed to ammonia. So this is, case in industry. Brass articles when exposed to ammonia. Okay, if that brass article has stress at particular part, and if it is exposed to ammonia, then there is a setup of an anode at stress part, and other part where there is no stress will be cathode, and then ammonia will attack at the stress part because that stress part becomes chemically active, okay, and that leads to formation of crack and ultimately failure of the structure. So this is called as a season cracking, okay. There may be maybe objective based on that. Season cracking related to what? Related to brass article, okay. And another form is very common and dangerous because it is happening with boiler, and boiler you know well, it is required in several industries, okay. So boiler is what? Here we generate steam, okay. Water is evaporated continuously and steam is generated, okay. So it is working under very high pressure and temperature. So this second example is of that boiler, okay, and that is called as a caustic embrittlement, okay. So boiler is usually made up of mild steel, okay, and due to exposure to the alkaline solution containing caustic soda, this is known as caustic embrittlement in boiler, okay. So see, actually this detail about the caustic embrittlement we don't want to know. So actually see, we use soft water, okay, we use soft water in boiler. Last semester I told you we cannot use hard water in boiler because that leads to failure, explosion in boiler. So we use soft water. For softening of water, hard water, we use lime soda method. That is now not included in the syllabus. We did not study that. We study only ion exchange method. But usually it is softened by lime soda method, and that lime and soda. So that soda part, Na2CO3, leads to NaOH. NaOH means caustic substance. And due to accumulation of NaOH in the boiler, okay, so that becomes environment for corrosion, okay. Now boiler is under high pressure and temperature, and now caustic substances are there, okay, which are produced due to soft water. Okay, soft water being used in boiler. Now, favorable condition we have caustic material and stress pot. Boilers, some part of boiler they are always under the stress because of high pressure and temperature. So that leads to caustic embrittlement, and caustic embrittlement sometimes lead to explosion of boiler. Okay, so this is another case, caustic embrittlement in boiler made up of mild steel. Okay, so these are the two practical cases for stress corrosion. The occurrence of stress corrosion can be minimized. So this is what a remedy, how to minimize stress corrosion. Stress relief annealing. Annealing means heat treatment. Heat treatment given to that structure so that there is no uh, stress. Stress is removed, no anodic area created, no corrosion. That is what the logic behind this. Okay. So basically, the stress corrosion is because of what? Occurrence of stresses and corrosive environment. So stress part becomes anode as compared to unstressed part. So here also diagram is needed, reactions are needed, but diagram is not mentioned, but I will draw it over here. Okay. You just complete that diagram. See what I was explaining, stress corrosion. And so this is just a schematic. Okay. You just draw simultaneously. Suppose we have this structural part. Okay, this structural part. So suppose made up of let's say iron or steel. Suppose we have we have stress part. Suppose this is what the stress part. The under loading condition, suppose this part becomes or these parts remain under stress. So I should write stress part. Stressed is the RESSED. Stress part. Okay. Suppose this part is under stress. If we draw it this way so that you can understand nicely. And this is what say steel, mild steel. Or you can write iron also, mild steel or iron. So suppose this is what the imaginary part and it is under stress as compared to other part where there is no stress. So what I should write over here? Unstressed. Unstressed, sorry, P-A-R-T. Okay. And this is exposed to corrosive environment. So what will happen? What will happen? So stress part will be anode according to theory. This stress part shows anodic current. Okay. As compared to the unstressed part, so unstressed part will be cathode. Okay. So now you can imagine what exactly I wanted to convey you. So in case of stress corrosion, this is what suppose a steel article and having stress at this particular area. Okay, as compared to other parts. So the stress part becomes anode, chemically active, and unstressed part becomes cathode, chemically inert. So in presence of correct environment, in say for example, suppose this is made up of steel. So in case, so we need caustic material for corrosion. So what will happen? So corrosion will start at this point. Okay, at this point means at anode. So at anode, what will happen? At anode, I will write over here. You should also write this way. At anode. Okay, at anode, iron. We have steel means what? Basic material is iron. Steel is iron plus carbon. Fe gives Fe 2 plus 2 electrons. So this is what the oxidation reactions. Electrons are generated, will be migrated towards cathode. Okay, this is cathode. So here they will come, that above they will go, and these electrons will come at cathode and will be absorbed by the medium, not by the cathode. Okay, so now suppose medium is neutral at cathode. The medium is neutral. So in neutral medium we have oxygen dissolved. Half of O2 plus H2O plus 2 electrons. What will happen? What will happen? 2 hydroxide ions will be produced. So this is what the cathodic product. Okay. So what is the overall impression? Overall reaction? So these electrons get cancelled. Okay. Electrons get cancelled. So if I write overall reaction, so Fe, first I should write Fe, this article, this is in contact with the neutral medium, means half of O2 which is dissolved in H2O, electrons are now cancelled. So what is the overall effect? We will get anodic product Fe plus 2 and cathodic product 2OH minus. Barabar? So this is what the rust FeOH was. So this will be produced. So here crack will produce. I have shown the crack. So this crack will then increase. This crack will then increase. Okay, depth wise and area wise. And the whole article will collapse. That is what the stress corrosion. Okay. Okay. Please complete this diagram and reactions. And this diagram is required. It is not mentioned in maybe book or maybe in my PPT also. Okay, it's not mentioned. But in, as I mentioned before, while explaining any corrosion type, neat label diagram is must. Showing proper anode, reason behind anode, proper cathode, reason behind cathode, anodic reaction, cathodic reaction, overall reaction, rust formation. Examiner will see this first. If it is correct, then he will give you full credit. He will not read your essay. You will write essay, but you don't draw diagram. You draw diagram and diagram is incorrect, then no credit. The diagram is your representative. लिहून झालं की सांगा. इलेक्ट्रॉन तुम्ही कॅन्सल केलेलं दाखवू शकता, नाही दाखवलं तरी चालते. डन.
येस सर.
गौरव भोगटे. गौरव भोगटे काय अटेंडन्स लावणार नाही तुझा? लेट का?